Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video is a bit about the Fractal editor, basically for dummies. So I have here on my right side a Fractal FM9. I used to have a Fractal FM3, but then I needed more power because these units are amazing, but when you had a lot of effects, it can go pretty easily into the without any DSP left. So I traded the other one, I sold it, and I got the FM9, which allows you to add more effects and stuff like this. But this tutorial is basically for people that are in the world of boss like me, and this cable is wrong, no, it's right, and it's very different from what we are used to do, at least myself, in the boss world, and even other manufacturers like Valiton and NUX or Nux, the way you want to call it. So this is the software they're represented with, and then I've already named this tutorial. You can name this tutorial, and then here scene 1. This divides into scenes like Helix and stuff like that, like part 1. So in order for this can be a little bit overwhelming, because it has a lot of stuff. You have controllers, you have quick build, you have the block info, scene migration, perform, you have edit to control your foot switches, and then stuff here that I'm not really sure yet how to deal with. And there's a lot of stuff here, basically. But we're going to go into the quick build, which is how we start to build our patches. So there's a lot of effects here, as you can see, sends and returns and stuff, but it's very straightforward if you want just a rock tone or something like that, or a lead tone. So here you have to start with an input where your guitar goes, okay? So already have my input. Of course I have no sound because I need an output. Now if I go here into my effects, I have to find my out. It has to be 1. If input is 1, out is 1. Now where do I place this? Usually when you start out, you're going to place in the same, same sort of line here, wherever you want to put it, because if you put it like this, you can only add so many effects before. If you put it like that, for me usually it's like around here, because everything you put here will count into the processor up there, as you can see. It's around 19% right now, and now I have to add an amp. I'm going to add an amp. I don't know what amp will be there. I'm going to add it somewhere here. If I need to move it around because I need extra effects before, I will do that. And then a cab. Amp 1, cab 1, okay? On the FM3, you can only add 1 amp. On the FM9, you can add 2 amps and 2 different cabs. Now, in order for this to work, I don't know what amp is, but I'm going to leave the quick build. I'm going into controllers, click amp, and my amp is a Plexi 50 watt 6C-A7. I don't know if this by default, and the cab by default it's this one, okay? There's a lot of controls here, but I'm gonna click here in picker, and I already know, because you have two kinds of cabs. You have the legacy cabs, and then you have Dynacab, where you can actually position your microphone at your own taste and stuff like that. But for now, I'm going into legacy, and I'm going to pick the one cab that I know it's a Marshall. So I can write here like, this is what is presented to you. You can audition this in real time when you're building. We're not there yet. Brit 4x12, for example, to show me what they have here. Nothing. So maybe I'm doing this wrong. 4x12. Okay, 4x12, we got a lot of stuff here with microphones and stuff. Maybe it's better to go with the other cab because it will be simpler to decide. So Dynacab, okay? Now if I click here, it will be a different menu with less cabs. I don't know, this is, already know this is a Marshall cab. So I'm going to choose this one. It's already chosen. Then I want to choose my microphone. I want to start with dynamic microphone. You also have another speaker here if you want to add it. And I'm going to leave my microphone around here, not necessarily here because it's very bright. So around here, like in the real world, where I place my microphones usually during recording and stuff like that. Now, in order to have sound, you see when I go here on my mouse, this appears. So this will engage sort of a virtual cable that goes from there to there. So now I should have sound. It's already doing something here, I don't know why, but I'm going to my amp, and if I play something right now with this guitar, how simple is that? So the video is done basically. You know, you have everything you need. It's easier than you expect it to be, right? Now, this is one thing that I open always because you want to be sure that it's not clipping. So if I click Command L on the Mac, this will appear and we'll see if it's clipping or not, because when you have effects and stuff like that, maybe we'll start clipping. Right now we are in the safe zone. So no worries, okay? You have your master volume here for your amp, or the level for your amp. Now on the amp, of course, you have tone. This is basically the layout you'd see on the regular amp. But if you go into ideal, then a lot of stuff here appears, like master volume, depth, fat, bright, cut, boost, and there's a lot of stuff you can do here, okay? We're not going into that in great detail because I think it's not needed for the video. Maybe in another one, if you guys dig this tutorial, I'll continue to make them. If not, I'll stop to make them. So for now, all I want to do is add a little bit of bass, because I think there's not much bass here. So around 8, see? Much better now. Add a little bit of presence, around 7 perhaps. And you guys can see there's no noise, because on the input 1, already have a gate, okay? You can add an extra gate if you want to for extreme high gain, stuff like that. This is a really pretty good gate, because every block you add here will count into the CPU usage, okay? And some stuff some of the effects can be really heavy, like reverbs and delays. If you put them in maximum quality, I'll show you up in a second. So right now I have this mic here. If I play a chord and move the mic, maybe I prefer it here. And then I could add a condenser mic to the same, I'm going to choose the same Texas Star, where is it? No, 9060. And the condenser, or a dynamic, let's try a ribbon one, closer to the edge. So you see it totally changes your tone. So if you're not sure for the moment, you can just leave this as is, mute the second speaker, and then adjust your microphone here to your preferred place and taste. For me, it's more than enough. It's very cool. So also on the cab, you have preamp. As you see, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's no preamp. Room, air. I can add some room here to imitate a little bit like a whole room. You can choose a lot of stuff, like a room. So I'm going to increase just so you guys can hear, like I'm capturing this in the real room. More. And this is very important, but I'm going to turn it off for now, just not to complicate things, and leave this as it was. Align, this is for you to align when you have the two cabs together. You go into align and you can see how things happen. You might want to align this or not, you know, see how this works. But for now, let's mute it. It's very cool. I really dig this software. I think it's very intuitive, although it has its learning curve. It's very intuitive. Now our amp already has a lot of distortion. I can dial it down here, for example, like a edge of breakup here on the neck pickup. It's really cool for me. I can take a little bit of treble so it doesn't bite too much. Now, like I was telling you, ideal, okay, more controls over your tone, preamp, more controls over your tone, like the preamp tubes and stuff like that. So I'll tell you in a second. Power amp. Okay, I'm not going to touch this one because some of the stuff here you really need to know what you're doing. You have power amp tubes, power supply, speaker, and the impedance curve here, input EQ, output EQ, and dynamics. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. But let's just stay with the normal amp, the way it is, okay? And I think it sounds great as is. You know, on the neck pickup of this EVH. And the thing is, the difference between here and the Boss GT1000, which is currently the only flagship Boss has, for me, in terms of scoping tones, is the fact that although it seems a lot of stuff there in the preamp and power tubes and power supply, but there's a difference. Sometimes in Boss Tone Studio on the GT1000, when I want a specific tone to be just like an artist, I overdo things, like I use too many EQs to get rid of some frequencies or boost others and stuff like that, because the amps are good, or the preamps, but they're not still up to the game, okay? So here, and then you do certain moves that you think they're going to affect the sound the way you want, and they're not, so you'll lose a lot of time. Here it's different, because if you have a relative idea of what this does, and it's not very difficult really to understand, man, or just, you know, tweak the knobs and see what happens, what's going on. I'm not going to do that right now, but if you do it, you can start to hear what actually all these things, look at this, this power amp, power tube type, all these things do. And they do affect the tone in a way that you can say, now it's closer to that artist. And it's very easy, or I mean fast to get there, unless it's a very difficult tone to get. I believe the tone that I made for that video, Tears for Fears, everybody wants to rule the world, took me a while, but I depended a lot on these kind of things here inside of the amp, and not so much on the EQ part, okay? So that's a plus for me. Now, what we can do now, add some effects here. So we go into the quick build, and as you see, there's a bunch of space. There's a lot of space here to add stuff. Maybe I don't need this space right now. So I'm gonna add just a reverb that's here somewhere. There's 3 reverbs. I'm gonna add 1 reverb at here, put it like so. Okay, we're doing the signal like this. It's all straight, not in parallel effects or something like that. You could put it like in different positions. Now, controllers, let's go to our reverb. The reverb that comes here, it's a large also. Let's take a listen. Now, this unit exceeds in effects, studio quality effects. That you really can hear. On the other hand, for example, Boss GT1000, you have to really crank the reverb to have this kind of, you know, satisfaction, I mean. Now, time, reverb time, very easy to check out. You know, there's a lot of reverb time. It's in ultra high, okay, right now, so it takes a lot of CPU. If I put it, it's around 24.9. If I put it in economy, it goes to basically the same thing. I wasn't expecting this one. Okay, so now you have pre-delay, you can go here and select certain tempos and stuff like that, but see the pre-delay? Okay, but this is one of the reverbs. If I want to audition some different reverbs, I click here, but if I just click like this, that window goes away. So what I do is you click pin, and now you can go through various reverbs without having to. So with my keyboard, Ice Castle, large chamber, large deep all. So you have a bunch of stuff here from really crazy. As you can see, this is really cool and really crazy. Let's go for a recording studio A or a small chamber. Small all. I think it's cool, so you have to check out all the other reverbs because this is really crazy. Okay, so now what I can do, it's only 1.7 seconds. I'm going to increase a little bit and dial back the mix knob. All I care about is this one, time, and this one, mix. The rest, I'm going to leave as is. I'm not going to cut anything, just as it is. I found the sounds very realistic and touch sensitivity. So, without any EQ block or something like that, I already have a great tone. Just using a regular Marshall amp, okay? Now I could add some delay here because it would be also cool. Quick build, and where are the delays? Delay 1, okay. So now I'm gonna click here on reverb and click on spacebar, and it will disable it. It's a way to do it. Now delay, what do you have here? A digital mono delay that comes when you do this. But I want something a little bit different, so I'm gonna click here again in type, and click here, and just for fun, there's a new delay here, it's called surround delay, that really goes around your head. Okay, but for me, a ping pong delay is more than enough, so I'm going to close this, and now regarding the delay, it's 500 milliseconds. I might want to go here into more, probably, I don't know, if I need to go there, modulation, EQ, as you can see, there's already an EQ built in the delay, which is pretty cool. I can take out the, you know, all information below 200 Hertz. And now time feedback, this is a master time, this is a feedback. It's louder on the left. I think it's due to the nature of the reverb, of the delay. But I know this can be controlled here somewhere, man, where you can actually put also almost the same loudness. It sounds good. I'm going to put this even lower. Okay, or maybe I could change my delay. Let me just put it like so, into a pan delay, sort of vintage or stereotype. It's really cool. Let's go with the stereotype because it's really cool. Okay, put the mix even just a little tiny bit, and now engage my reverb. So the delay goes into the reverb. So what I can do now is add some, you know, some sort of EQ here. So it's one of these that I want, a parametric EQ, and then I click here in controllers, and I could do something like, you know, for the sake of a mix, cut everything. I can write here 70 and put this in blocking mode, and also here on the top, very top end, put this around 10, 1, 2, 3, okay, and also blocking. So if I disengage it, It's a little bit more faithful, but you know, for the context of a mix. You can also always go to the amp on tone and put a little bit more treble. Now I'm happy with my tone, and I'm going to reduce the gain even a little bit more. So I'm going to my neck pickup. This is already too long. So now, just to end this, I want to have a drive pedal. I don't know what drive pedal it puts me there, but it's something probably I don't want to. It's okay, it's a Toushscreen mod, so a lot of gain. I'm going to do the normal trick and level, max it out, tone, put it like so. Let's see how it sounds on the bridge pickup. Oh, it's even... Okay, let me see what's going on here. Maybe oh, it was my volume. Okay. It's not too much gain, so if I want more of a solo tone, let's go for it. And then suddenly, disengage it, and I could have much less gain here. As you can see, I'm occupying too much space here, so what I can do now is just move this there, there, and there, and because I want just a simple tone, there, my reverb there, and my output there. Okay, on output you have a lot of different stuff as well. But as you can see, this is a very, very, very simple layout, and basically for a band or something like that, you don't need that much. Because I could also do is leave the blocks where they were. So on scene 2, I could do things different. As you can see, when I'm going to scene 2, the parametric EQ and delay and drive, the parametric EQ and delay are disabled. So you might want to do like so. For example, I'm going to disengage this, disengage that, and also that, and Command S so I can do this. So part 1. And now part 2, I could write here part 2 would be a solo, Command S, and now engage this one and that one, and Command S again. So we have two different scenes. If I go into 1, so if I go into 2, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You have two scenes here. You can have up to 8, and then you have a myriad of things that you can do here. Engaging effect is engaging effects with all the switches, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 switches, and you can now also expand it. They are not very cheap units, I can tell you that for sure, but they're worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was basically a tutorial for guys that just bought their FM9 or Fractal or FM3 or whatever, because the editor is the same for everything, which is a cool thing. We have a tuner here also, very cool. And that's it. Then you have setup, a lot of stuff, configuration of audio, input levels and stuff where you connect. I'm connected via SPDIF, so it's really cool. And that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video once again. And if you want more tutorials on this one, because this is really for dummies, just let me know in the comments and I'll see you on the next one. Man, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so yet. It's very important, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.